welcome back. Today's video is going to be something very personal to me and my family and something I get a lot of questions about. And so I decided I'm just going to go ahead and make a video and talk about it, share our story, and kind of got to where we are today. And today's topic is going to be about how hemp oil has helped our family. So if you're interested, if you know anybody that can use some kind of help or relief from hemp, that just wants to hear, a success story from somebody who uses hemp oil extract as a way to help with different things and coping mechanisms and such, please hang out and listen to the story, share. Please remember to subscribe, thumbs up the video, share it with anybody you think may be interested, and let's just get started. All right, to get started, here I go again. I just want to start out by saying that by no means am I saying that hemp oil is a cure for anything. It's just something that helps give relief and helps my children with their autism and things, that it just helps them cope better in certain situations and have better days. So if you don't know, Persephone Joe, we call her PJ, she is 9.5, and our son Jackson is 7, and they are both diagnosed with autism. And they were diagnosed around the age of 3. I kind of knew what to look for. I do have a younger brother who has autism, so I was able to pick up on certain things and got them into the doctor as soon as we could, if we needed to get that diagnosis, and start on with any kind of therapies or anything like that, just to help them move in that right direction as quickly as possible, try to set them up for success. And so we never did any kind of medicating of any sort. We kind of didn't really feel that we had the need. Up until a couple years ago, Jackson was in kindergarten. He did 2 years of kindergarten, and so it was his first year of kindergarten. PJ was in the 2nd grade. They were in the same class because in Washington, the self-contained classes were kinder, 1st, and 2nd grade, so they had the same teacher. Had a fantastic relationship with her and great communication. I always wanted to know how my kids were doing and anything I can do, or Dustin and I can do here at home to help them progress and do well in the classroom. And so the teacher noticed that we were starting to have some struggles. They're just not listening, very fidgety, argumentative, just getting more like aggressive and violent. And we decided that it was probably time to talk to their doctor and see if there was something that we can do to get them some help. And so we fill out all the paperwork, talk to the doctor, the analysis of everything that they're required to have us do. And we decided to start a prescription for Adderall. And at first we did find that there were, it was working. They were doing better in the classroom. But slowly, as the days went on, we're starting to notice that their appetites were just going away, and I was really struggling to get them to actually take the medication. They can't swallow pills. They hate any form of medication. And so I'd have to open up the little capsules with the little tiny pellets and try to sneak it into anything I could. Anything, but they can pick it out. Like, I've even tried putting it in sweet tea for PJ, and she can notice everything and would refuse. So the tea thing didn't work. I would get up early and melt some chocolate chips and sprinkle that in there and make little chocolate candies in shapes of Nemo, and they would not go for it. And so it was a constant struggle, and it was just becoming inconsistent and just not working. So we went back to the doctor and we switched to Ritalin, and that was not good either. Not only were they still losing weight because they weren't eating, the violence was starting to get worse, and that was just not okay in our books. So we're just like, there has to be something. This is just not working out. But the school year was, coming to an end in a couple months, and so I was like, okay, we still got to figure something out. And I did hear about CBD from a friend of mine who has a child on the spectrum as well. And she kind of showed me what she was using, and she said she was noticing a difference with her son, with that he was having better eye contact, the stimming was going away. And so I was like, okay, I need to look into this. So we were living in Washington at the time, and there's marijuana is legal there. There's a little dispensary on the corner next to every Starbucks. So I just kind of Googled, tried to find the nicest one, and I found a super fancy one. I felt so fancy in there. It looked like a museum, or it was called the Gallery, so it was like really nice. And I just went in there and just talked to them and told them what I was kind of looking for, asked if they had any experiences where they can share, so I can just kind of feel good about any situation that I was trying to go towards. And they did have a product. It was a CBD gummy, and it was the only thing they had that didn't have any THC, but it was so expensive. And these gummies, they had different ones. They look like Swedish Fish, Sour Patch Kids, Gummy Lifesavers, and all that. So I bought a pack. I got like 6 gummies for $20, and for 2 kids, that's expensive. And so I bought them. I didn't even discuss it with Dustin. I kind of bought it, and I went home, and then I told him, I'm like, look what I got. Should we try it? And luckily, he was on board, and I contacted their teacher. I kind of gave her a heads up as to what we were doing, just because she spends more time with them than what I do. And in that classroom situation, I wanted to see how it was going to affect them. So having a good open communication with your child's teacher is so important. But so that next Monday, we started the CBD candies. I only gave them half of a CBD gummy each, because they were so expensive. I kind of wanted to make them last as long as possible. And so we were in it, and literally within like several hours, I got a text message from their teacher, and she's like, who are these children? They're just so good. They're sitting down, they're not arguing, they're doing their work, the violence is stopped, we've had no meltdowns. It's just fantastic. And so we were just so relieved to know that there was a product out there that's going to help our children. But it was so expensive. And with the prescriptions for the Adderall and the Ritalin, the insurance that we have through the military would cover that. But it was just not worth it to us. And it was scary just knowing the addiction rates for prescription medications. And it was just kind of something that we just were not comfortable with. And so we liked this all natural route, and we knew we were going to have to sacrifice and pay for it out of our pocket. But here's the other kicker. We were getting ready to move. We were PCSing, and we're now in Alabama, Georgia area. And so we knew we weren't going to have the access to, just going down the street to the dispensary and picking up a CBD gummy. And I didn't do a whole lot of research, and I do take full blame for that on not learning more about it. I was just so excited with these CBD gummies, and I had never even heard of the term hemp oil before. I had no idea what it was. And so I just knew, CBD is a big buzzword, and that's the one thing that that's the first thing you hear about whenever you are looking into this industry. And so we were moving, and the school year was ending. So we stopped giving it to them, and we were we'll just figure it out when we move. What other choice do we have? And so we moved and everything in last July, and we knew school year was starting in August. And luckily I had a friend who made a post on Facebook and said, who knows anything about CBD or hemp oil and would be willing to share their story with me. So I said, me, I do. I have a story. And so we got on the phone, and we talked for about 2 hours. She let me know that a friend of hers was, starting up this business, in the hemp industry. And she wanted to, just get feedback on what it was. And so this is my first experience with anything, learning anything about hemp. I had no idea. I was that person who, just automatically assumed that, hemp was, illegal, it was marijuana and all this. And so I had a lot of information kind of thrown at me, but it was such good information. I kicked myself for not doing more research in the beginning stages of all of this. But so I was so fascinated by this information, and I was like, okay, these sound like great products. She told me about the products and kind of the science behind it and everything, and I was like, okay, this is gonna be good. I think this could be what we've been looking for, and I can get it anywhere, no matter where we are. I can get this product, and my kids can be, helped no matter where we live. And so that was a big thing. I was so excited. And this company hadn't even launched yet. There was no product available at the time. And so I was like, let me know as soon as there is product available. I wanted it. I needed to try it for my kids. So I needed to learn more about it as well during this time. And so some things that I learned are that hemp oil comes from a hemp plant, not from a marijuana plant. It doesn't contain any THC, so you don't get that high. There's like none of that psychoactive effects. There's no side effects. It's all natural, organic, and so I love that aspect of it. I wasn't putting all these chemicals into my kids' bodies, and it was just a good quality product, and they actually knew what they were doing because the company owned everything from the entire process, from when it went into the ground till it arrived on your front door. They knew 100% where this product came from, what was in it, how it's processed, and that was super important to me. And so as soon as I could get my hands on product, I started my kids on it, and it was just fantastic. We noticed so many great things with it. Since they've started, we've had 0 public meltdowns, and I used to dread taking my kids places because I knew there was going to be some full-on meltdown moment somewhere, and I was going to drag my kid out screaming, and it was just going to be humiliating, and people are going to stare, and it was just a headache and just something that you just don't look forward to. And so it's so nice now to be able to go out into public and just feel comfortable, and that's a big one. We went to Disney World for Christmas last year, and it was amazing. They did fantastic. And in Disney World for Christmas, it was just mobbed with people, so much stimulation in the area, noises, and it was just chaos there, but they did fantastic, and I really think that the hemp oil did help with that. I just wanted to show you the products that we use. This is the one that the children use currently. They've mostly been on this one here. It's unflavored and 125 milligram for this entire bottle. And this is what the dropper looks like. Let's see. They each get 1 full dropper a day in the morning with their breakfast. And then this is the one that I take. This is the peppermint, and it's the 600 milligram. And I take that in the morning, and I like it because it helps me get motivated. I'm just ready to get my day started and do things, and I feel better. I get less snappy at the children and just more patient, so it really helps me out a lot. But the things that we've seen with the kids with the hemp oil that's helped them with is they are not violent anymore. Like I said, the public meltdowns went away. They're verbalizing their wants and their needs, which leads to less meltdowns because they can communicate, which is so much better. They're more cooperative. We can reason with them now. If we go somewhere, if they want 2 items at the store, I can reason with them and say, no, you only get 1 item, you have to put 1 back. And they're okay with it, which is never really happened before. And they're just more focused in school. They are productive. They do their work. They don't argue. They have both completed each their first full school year in a gen ed classroom setting. Normally in the past they had been in only a self-contained class with special needs kids, and now here the way the schools are in Alabama is they are in the gen ed class, and then they get pulled out into the special ed class for like any, you know, one-on-one work and therapies and stuff like that. So they did fantastic last year. PJ made the AB honor roll. She's going into the school starts tomorrow. She's going into the 4th grade, and Jack's going into 1st grade. And so, and also PJ's about to be 10, and there's kind of a lot going on with the 4th grade. She starts to move classrooms. So she's gonna have like, she has her homeroom teacher. She has another teacher that she goes to for language arts and history, and then she has a gym teacher, and then she has her special ed teacher, plus, you know, her therapy teacher and such. And so it's kind of going to be a lot. Hormones are going, and so I am moving the kids up. I just placed an order. I'm moving them up to the 600 milligram tincture or dropper, but it's going to be the unflavored because they are very picky and they don't even know that they take this. Like, there's no weird taste or anything like that, and so I have no issues getting them to take it. So if you want me to do an update video maybe next month and kind of do a comparison between the 125 milligram and the 600 milligram and see if I've noticed any difference, I can do that. Just leave a comment below and I'll be more than happy to, you know, track that and share it with you all. So yeah, that is what we use and how it's helped. There are many products out there on the market. It is a booming industry right now. I highly recommend you to do your research, and if you need, I could give you some tips here on what to look for whenever you are looking for a good product. So when you're looking for a quality product, here are some things to look for. You should look for the ingredients, make sure there's nothing weird in there, and it is, you know, you want a full spectrum product. CBD is a single molecule, and a full spectrum oil has, you know, it's going to be rich in that CBD. So that's what you want to look for, a high percentage of CBD. But a full spectrum hemp oil also has over 100 different cannabinoids that are just have so many other health benefits, and is just going to help all around. Look at the company that you're buying from, that they have full control of their product. They know where everything is coming from, that from, you know, like I was saying, from in the ground, that they have control over how it's grown, how it's, you know, being taken care of and cared for, and then the processing of it. You want to make sure that it is a clean, pure, natural, organic product. And so those are just some things to look for. Quality is very important. There's a lot of bad products out there. So always do your research. I'm more than happy to talk to anybody one-on-one if you want to learn some more. I don't know everything, but I know plenty of people, because I do sell the product. I enjoy getting the discount. Everybody knows that I'm kind of cheap and I like to save money, and in the process I can make some money. Also, you know, we've always been a one-income family, and so if there's a way that I can bring in a little bit of extra income and share my story and help people and get a discount on some fabulous product, I'm on board. And so you don't have to buy from me, but I do have knowledge. We do have fabulous training with this company, and so if you want to know more, please feel free to reach out, and I would just love to, I can share some stories if you know anybody. Even it's not for autism, it's for, you know, several different things. If you just know somebody who can use any kind of help in a natural way, who wants to get rid of the chemicals in their bodies, anything like that, I'm just more than happy to share. I can reconnect you with somebody who may have a story that, you know, can relate to anything that you're looking for. And yeah, please also remember, I'm not a doctor. I'm just a wife, a mother, everyday regular person. You know your child better than anybody else. So just go with your gut, know what you feel is best for your child. Do your research. I cannot stress that enough. I will leave links down in the description box for the products that I use, and you can add that to your research as well. And that is, how hemp has helped our family. We are so grateful that we have found something that's all natural, organic. I don't have to wrestle my kids to take in the morning, and it's really helping them. And we will never go back to a pharmaceutical product ever again. And we are just so happy with the results. We are so happy that we have found hemp oil, and I'm just so glad that I get to share my story and possibly just help so many other people and families. And I think that's it. If anybody wants to reach out, leave a comment below. Please subscribe, like, share, and I guess until next time, have a great day. Bye.